Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I'm at my messy desk this morning and going to work in a little bit. I wanted to just go through sort of a journal that I'm working on. Let's take this paper off the front. My desk was a bit messy last night, so I covered the front to make sure it didn't get any more grunged up than it already is. What this is made from is a bolster pillow cover. I just came across this, I guess it's like a pillowcase, but it's one of the elongated kind that is tied on each end and it goes over a bolster pillow. I just fell in love with the lace. This was just like in a last chance linens sale, and I decided to sew it onto a piece of watercolor paper. So it's sturdy, you know, the paper underneath is going to hold up. I love the lace. This is a picture from one of the Victoria calendars, or Victoriana, I think it's called. I love those calendars. We've got some distressing. Here's an antique key on the front and a large gold safety pin. Just some of the things that I've done. This is some old music from the 1920s. I glued that on the inside cover. The pages are put in with paper tape. This might be something you've seen me use before. I just cut a little piece and wet it and put the pages down, you know, one after another. I usually start in the center and then work towards the right and left equally until my cover is filled up. So this has just got a lot of distressing and little bits of wallpaper. You can see the paper tape. I love to use paper clips. I dropped some alcohol ink around that and it ends up sometimes, let's see. If we pull this off, sometimes you end up with a really nice outline of a paper clip. So I might do that and then move the paper clip so we get the image of the paper clip in one spot and then, you know, the actual paper clip on another page. This is some scrapbook paper that had a beautiful pink shiny finish. I will say about all of these pages, I love to build journals just going page after page and adding layers and then going back to the start and adding layers again. So these pages are not necessarily done. I'm still working on this. I just wanted to share some of the ideas that have gone into this page. This is a doll, of course, an image from a doll magazine. This is from some paper that I bought at work. It looks like someone took some beautiful images and then printed it onto photo paper. This glossy, I don't always like that glossy finish, but for this, it really added some interesting characteristics to the finished paper. Don't be afraid to write on your pages. I know I've mentioned it before, but I love these R2 roller pens from the Dollar Tree. I love the way they react with water. They're inexpensive. I believe you get 2 in a pack for $1, and I need to go pick some more of these up. I do like these a lot. This is from some wallpaper, a wallpaper border that I have. I really love that. I think I've used just about all of it or sent some out in fabric, not fabric, but fun packs. Here, I love this little quotation, so I just stamped it a few times and added a few of these that can be passed out or left in certain places. Like if you want to leave someone a happy thought, it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. I love that. And we're all still growing up. I discover every day that I have the ability to make choices and change things I don't like. One of the things I used to tell my daughter, you are who you say you are. And I think that's really empowering to know that no matter what the past has been, and none of us know the future, but just in today, in this moment, we, by our actions and our choices, define who we are. There's some old music paper. You can see a faded stamp of this lady. I wrote here, I used to play. It's got kind of a creepy vibe there. And on this page, I used my pen to write some lyrics from an old song. There's more scrapbook paper. I love these clips, the Tim Holtz. You don't see these all the time. I forget what they're called. Oh, they're index clips. That's what they're called. And I love those. I just love those so much. They look so pretty on the pages. You can see this music is from April 1922. And got that glued to the page. There's some very old ephemera. The dragonfly stamp. Love that. I may come back and do some more to this. I wrote the word aloneness. It's a very old postage stamp. Something that I discovered, and let me share this. If you ever have an occasion to pick up a few or save a few of these corks from champagne or Prosecco, I love the way they flare out at the bottom, and they're really easy to hold. They make really nice stamps. They do an interesting circle. You can also use it as a blending tool. Things like this come in really handy, and sometimes you can get them for almost nothing. This lady, I just cut that out of a page that came from an older magazine. I took some flower petals and folded them in half and stitched them on the page. So you can see the stitching on this side. I love to use the zigzag stitch and set the length at 1 and then the width, at whatever I want it to be. And it just stays in one spot, and it'll put this sideways stitch here, and it's a good way to hold things into place. Gives interest on this side, and then we have the hat. And I couldn't help but put a little shiny sticker, one of the little gem diamond sort of stickers, right over her forehead. This is from an old book of wildflowers. There's a flip out page here, and I did just a little bit of painting. What are you thinking? I love to drop bits of colored water from where I've painted, or watercolor crayons, just drip it off of the brush and then let it sit for a minute and soak it up, and it leaves these beautiful faint drops on the page. There's an ink stamp, more old music. I've got Tell Me, and then Tell Me More. So there's definitely room for more writing and journaling in this. There is a place where I put the paper clip on and then dropped the ink, and you can see what it did there. I really like that. Plus, some of it ends up on the paper clip. Alcohol ink is a really fun way to stain things. This is a pretty little heart charm. Just put that on the page. This is sort of it's an incomplete pocket. I just zigzagged along this side, and again I put one of the stitches that just stays in place there, the 0 length. And we've got a beautiful old postcard here. This is from 1913. Really beautiful. It's about a newborn baby in the family. And then I love adding things like washi tape. It can just decorate the page. It can hold things into place. And I love this page from a book of roses, all different types of roses. And that envelope is glued into place on one side, and then you can pull that back on this side. Got a little bit of glue under there that we can just release that, but you would be able to put things in this pocket. This fabric that's sewn onto the inside back cover, I may put something over that. I like the fabric. It's not my favorite, but that's one of the things about making a junky, grungy junk journal, or even just a junk journal. You can keep adding and adding until you get what you like. Now, this, you can see I didn't do a lot of distressing under there. That paper is so bright white. The edges, of course, are distressed. Under this part of this fabric cover, I wrote, "Should I be stained?" I love putting little surprises into the books like that. A lot of times I will take my journals into where I work and allow people to look through them. I don't hand them out. I put them somewhere, and I don't really even put my name with it. I just put it in as a journal on display to inspire people. And I love that people bring their journals in to show me, and sometimes a couple of customers. We've had customers meet up in there before who have both been on this channel, so they've seen each other's names, and that's really a fun thing. Anyway, I hope this inspires you a little bit. I'm still working on this one, but I wanted to show you some of the things that I've incorporated into this. All right, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.